Hey folks, so today we're going to be taking a first look at the Republic Commando armour because people are still asking me, when are you going to do the Republic Commando armour? Now this is a big job, okay? This is really different to doing TK armour. This is going to take me a while to be able to, I would say perfect, but nothing I ever do is perfect. So it's gonna take a while to get my head around it because while it's still a set of armour, it's different shapes and sizes to TK armour. TK armour, you can pretty much get that to fit most body types. This armour is obviously from the Republic Commando video game. Now the thing is with video game characters, they tend to be built like tanks. I'm not built like a tank. I'm quite short for this armour to begin with. Too short for a stormtrooper. Definitely not big and bulky enough to pull it off well. So putting it together is going to be one thing, but getting it to fit me is going to be a whole nother problem. But I will try my very best to get it to look good and look faithful to the game, but also still fit me. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look, see what's inside the box. I've already opened it so I know what's in here, but so you guys can have a look and see what comes with this. So Republic Commando armour, not something you can get very easily. This has come from Florida in the US, and just for a kit you're looking at about $1,000. Obviously prices differ depending on where you are, because here that price has increased because of shipping and tax. Whenever you get something from the US, especially something big like this, you get ridiculous amount of tax on it. If it was a UK seller who was doing a full kit like this, would have gone for that, but for now Wicked Armour is the best place to buy stuff like this, and they do other characters as well. So if you're looking for, things that people don't normally make, then Wicked Armour is probably the best place to have a look for it at the moment. So we're going to start off with the helmet. So you can just buy the helmet or just buy the armour. If you just want to buy armour in bits, they also do that as well, just so I just want a random shoulder piece or something. So at least I know if something breaks or something goes horribly wrong, I can buy just the random bits off them. So if you're looking to save a bit more money, you don't have to buy the whole thing in one go. But of course I did. So we're starting off with the helmet. So this is the helmet just fresh out of the cast. This is a resin cast, so this isn't vacuum formed. So it's cast all in one piece. So down the middle here you can see that wiggly line, that's the actual mould line. So that's going to be the first thing we're going to have to work on when it comes to this helmet, is getting rid of that big mould line in the middle. But the actual detail on this casting is really nice. So you got a lot of clean lines on this, a lot of nice edges. And for a cast this big, just looking at it, I can't even see any air bubbles on this. Now I get air bubbles in smaller casts, especially when you've got things like sharp corners. Look, I can see there's one tiny air bubble here and that's it. So this is a really nice cast. And there's a couple of accent pieces that go on the armour that are also cast, and they're also really great quality. So even if you're just looking for a helmet for your collection, this is a really nice base to start working on. They do offer armour complete and already done as well, but obviously that's more expensive. So I like a challenge, so just doing the kit will be interesting. You can see it's all slush cast on the inside, and there's a bit just in there that's been ground out because they've actually added a little hole just here, so that's where an LED is going to be fitted, so I don't have to worry about drilling the hole. They've already done that, which is very kind of them. Obviously the visor will just need some trimming up as well, so it just needs a bit of clean up and a bit of prep before that can be painted. So that's going to be the most fun thing to do because it's going to be the least amount of work. So we'll just put this to one side and take a look at the rest of the armour. So the rest of it comes in this big old box. And as you can see, I have already unwrapped it. Normally it's all individually wrapped in lots of plastic and bubble wrap, but as I've already had a look at it, it's all out separate. So bits of this armour, as you can see, there's some bits in white and some bits in black. I did email Wicked Armour about that, and they said they're transitioning over plastics. So the whole of the suit has to be painted anyway, so it's not going to prove too much of a problem. And if it is, I'm sure I can email them and they'll be able to help me out with any issues that I have. So we're going to start off with this chunky piece here. So this is, which side is this? This is the, I don't know, I think this is the bit of the backpack that goes against your back. So this is one half of the Commando backpack, the other half is just here. I mean, just looking at how big the backpack is, you can see how big this armour's going to be. And, well, it does look like there's a split in the armour, like it's been cracked. This is actually a relief cut. So they can get, because this bit is vacuum formed, so they can get this off the vacuum former in one piece. So all you've got to do is fill in the seam. You don't have to worry about attaching multiple pieces together, which is quite nice. So these two will, I assume, just go together like that. And I'll have to figure out how to mount that on the back. So also, I'm going to try and lay this out on the floor so it's all in order. And we can kind of see what we're getting at here. So I'll put the backpack over here for now. Oh, here are some of the other cast details that I was talking about. So I think these go on the shins or the arms, I can't quite remember. I don't know clone armour as well as I know Stormtrooper armour. But so we've got all these, getting really nice detail in the cast here. They just need a little bit of clean up because they just raw out the mould. And there's also some tiny little details in this packet too. Obviously keeping them in there because I don't want to lose that. And I think that's the housing that goes on the back of the backpack, that the you have like a little light up panel on the backpack that shows your ID number. And as I'm going for Sev, mine will say 07. So I think that's where that bit goes on to. We'll find out when we read the instructions, which do come with this armour. You have to print it off as it's available on the website. It's a 22-page instruction manual. So this details a few methods of putting the armour together and some pictures so you can kind of see what the best methods are. There is somewhere in here that, oh, I flicked onto the right page. There is issues with the codpiece. Now the codpiece is something that tends to come off. Not a problem I have in Stormtrooper armour, as my codpiece is attached as one solid piece to the stomach. But they have said, if you have a better idea of how to fix the codpiece, let them know, and your name will go there next to where it says Codpiece Hero. So I might look into that and be named the Wicked Armour Codpiece Hero, because honestly a title like that I can't pass up. Right, let's just start picking out what we got, because I can't remember what order I put it all in here. That, I believe, is a butt plate. A very nice butt plate. Right, we'll start that. That'll be the middle here. Butt plate goes there. So these are the forearms, I think, or are they the backs of the... Haven't looked at my reference pictures in a while. I think these might be the arms. I'm going to put them here for now until we get the other pieces out and I can clarify those are definitely the arms. Ah yes, these are the legs. These are definitely the legs. So that is... These are the back shin pieces for the legs. So I'm just going to... If we just shove this box over here, I'll give you guys kind of reference for kind of what size I'm talking about. So this sort of overlaps the base of the shoe that you'll be wearing for this, where I'll be wearing pumps with thick soles because I want to gain a bit of extra height. So if we just slide that over there, it's not too bad on me actually. It has to be quite low down. And this is one of the fronts, so we'll just slide that. Oh, there is a lot of gap in there. I don't know if it's an overlap joint. I assume it's a bum joint on these, but if that's a bum joint, I got so much room in that yeah, I would genuinely be able to just slide my foot out of there. Yes, that may need some trimming. This is one of the thigh pieces. Is that the back? So I assume it's this one. This is a bicep. Skinny arms. So that's I'm really going to have to bulk out, and by that I mean add lots of padding, because I'm not going to get that buff at the gym. Yep, that's another back thigh, so we'll put that there. Some this padding out. That's another bicep, just in white. Ah yes, what I've always wanted, a nice set of vacuum formed abs with a crotch. Oh, more biceps. Now these will definitely need some trimming, because that is a hand plate, and that is my hand. That is massive! Yeah, might have to get rid of some of these nice lines and just shrink the whole thing down, because, I mean, you could probably whack someone with it, but let's face it, you'll get thrown out Comic-Con if you do that. So we're not going to be doing that, we're just going to have massive hands. I think that's one of the knees. And these two pieces these are the shoulder bells. Again, just to show how big this armour is. Here's my face. Here's a shoulder bell. I can fit my whole head inside a shoulder bell. This is why I'm not rushing to do this armour. Lots of padding, lots of time, lots of tweaking. I don't know what these pieces are, so we're going to put them over there. Massive, massive elbow pads. Knee plate number 2. So now these are the top of the thighs. That actually fits kind of nice. Can't remember what these pieces are either. I think they might go on the arms or somewhere else. I can't remember. So they're going over here with the I can't remember what it is pile. So this is the back plate. Pretty chunky in comparison to Stormtrooper ones, considering that's the line where your neck goes. Stormtrooper ones are a lot slimmer. Now this is one thing I didn't expect to be vacuum formed, but it is. This is the neck ring. I was expecting this to be leather or leatherette or fabric, but no. This is plastic as well, so kind of interested to see how that fits and how that affects movement around like the top of your chest and your neck. Not that I expect to be able to move much in this armour. And that is a big chest piece. My arms are I'm going to be like T-posing wearing this. Might have to, again, trim more excess off than usually needed. That's the stomach plate. It's quite wide, but it's quite flexible, so we'll definitely have to play about with it and kind of see what the best sort of tightness to do it is going to be. So yes, this armour is flexible, but obviously I don't want to risk flexing it too much because it's plastic, it will still crack. That's just going to happen with natural wear and tear anyway. All plastic armour, all Stormtrooper armour cracks. And this big piece is your back one. So I think that's going to need a fair bit of shaping because that's quite a chunky piece. Then we've got a lot of this extra plastic here. Some of it has already been marked out, so I assume these either are attachments or other detail pieces that you can do yourself. Again, we've got the same here. There's a large sheet. A couple of bits are already marked out for us, as well as a lot of extra plastic sheeting here. So this would, I assume it's going to be a bum join, which I've not done on building Stormtrooper armor before. I've normally done overlap joins, but essentially what I mean by a bum join is, because I know it's a great name for a join. So a bum join, instead of doing what I've done in armor builds in the past where you overlap something and join it together, bum join is you'll literally put it together side by side, and then across that seam in the middle you'll have a strip of plastic. You'll see it most on Stormtroopers' legs, the strip of plastic that runs down the middle, that's what's covering the bum join. Don't think there's anything else hiding in the box. Oh, got some business cards. An example of one that they've already done. So this is Night Ops Republic Commando, I think. I'm just sticking with what I know, which is Delta Squad. So Delta 07 is my dude, and I love him very much. So he's the one I'm going to do. So here you go, this is what the whole kit kind of looks like, sort of all laid out. So here's quite a few pieces. I mean, Stormtrooper armor does come in a lot of pieces, but with this there's a few extra bits. And as I said, they're a lot bigger than your standard TK, so getting this together is going to be a bit of a challenge. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to have a little sit down and I'm going to read through the whole of the assembly instructions and see if there's any bits that I can kind of make a rough start on, and we can see how to properly put this all together. So I'm just starting work on the helmet. That's going to be the first piece that we're going to look at, because it's something that's a bit more simple to do than putting the armour together. So that should be episode 1 of the Republic Commando build, so stay tuned for that. But with this build we are fighting 1, my inexperience with doing clone armour, and 2, the weather is turning. So at the moment there's no rain, so we should be able to get some paint on this done today, but we gotta see. So hopefully I can try and get these videos out fairly regularly. They won't be weekly, but I've got some other little builds in between that I should be able to get out as well. So fingers crossed it won't be too quiet on here. But if you do want to see what I'm getting up to, you can always follow me on my social media. The one I'm most active on is Instagram, which is @Imperial Rook. so you can see what I'm doing there. But behind the scenes videos and pictures of this build is going to be up on Patreon for my Patreon supporters. So if you want to be a supporter and have a little look at what I'm getting up to with this particular build, maybe consider supporting me on Patreon, just like Jeff Kenny does, as he's gone for the tier where you can have your name shouted out at the end of each of my videos, so I can say thank you for supporting me and continuing to support this channel. And of course, thank you to all you guys for watching. So I'll be seeing you in the next video, whichever one that might be. Probably going to be this helmet, or we might sneak a small little build out as well. I don't know. The joys of creating, anything could happen. So take care, and as always, may the Force be with you.